My name is Tori, this is Novel Life, and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title, I had some of my booktube friends send me in some recommendations that they want me to read. Now I'm actually really excited. They sent in so many. I thought like 4 or 5 of them would, send me something on Instagram and be like, yeah, read this one, yeah, read that one. No, I have a whole mug. A whole mug. I have my book nerd. I love this coffee mug. Anyway, I have so many, I didn't even count, like so many people. Some people sent in 2 recs too. So I figured it is May 2nd. And I figured when I don't know what to read, I'm going to pick up one of these books in the whole month of May. So this may be a month-long vlog. I was going to get to like 4 or 5 books from 4 or 5 friends. So that's what's going to happen. Now I'm very excited. I tried to mix them up because I wrote them in order. So let's pick my first one. Okay, let me open this one. Okay, I'm really excited for this one. Okay. You guys know Rachel from Raven Haired Reader. She is like the queen of fantasy romance, okay? Like, when I don't know what fantasy romance to read, I go to her. I literally go to her channel, okay? She recently just posted like her fantasy romance TBR, and this author is one that she's talked about and has been on my radar, and I was just like, I don't know if I should pick it up. I'm very excited she picked this one. Okay, it is Blood and Steel by Helen, oh god, I can never pronounce this last name when she says it. Schwerer? Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Okay. So let me pull up Amazon because I know like it's a fantasy romance, but I know it's enemies to lovers, but I don't know anything else. So Blood and Steel, and I do know that this is on Kindle Unlimited, which I'm very excited about. You guys know I'm a Kindle Unlimited girly. Okay, it says an epic romantic fantasy, Legends of Thesamar, Book 1. The ratings are really good. Oh, there is an audiobook. Okay, it's only 550 pages, which is actually on the shorter side for a fantasy romance. Okay. Enemies to lovers, slow burn spice, found family, and a sprawling world of magic and monsters. Okay, so it has some of the quotes like from the publisher, and one of the quotes is, "You're beautiful as you are, and I'd wager even more so with steel in your hand and the blood of your enemies splattered across your face." That makes me so excited. I love a hero that just is like, just loves that our female character is just like stabby, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm like waving this sticky note. Anyway, Blood and Steel by Helen Schwerer. Very excited. Okay, let me download this. So that'll be my first book that I'm gonna pick. Oh, the audiobook, add the audio for only $3.11. That's a freaking steal. I don't know if I'll have it linked in the description box below still, like the link to Amazon for this book. I don't know if that will still be available, but I'm gonna grab the audiobook for that. So that is the first book I'm gonna read. I'm very excited. I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna leave this undone so I know that I did this, but this jar will be coming along with me all month, and I'm very excited. I'm very excited. So we're starting off with a freaking bang. Guys, I have so many friends in here. I might do this like going forward to like refresh the recs. So if you sent me something, thank you guys so much, but I don't know if I can get to all, like, I think there's like 15 books in here. So anyway, okay, let's get this vlog started. Hi, hello. It is Sunday. It has been exactly maybe a day and a half since I opened up this vlog, and let me tell you, I flew through Blood and Steel by Helen Schwerer. I think I'm saying her name right. That's kind of how the audio pronounces it too. I flew through this book. Now, for fantasy romance, I really love getting sucked into the world, seeing what the characters are doing, how they're growing, what they're going through. And I really think that this book that Rachel picked for me, okay, was a really good start to a fantasy romance series, to the point where I already have picked up the second book. I put it on my Kindle. And I usually don't do that with fantasy romances, because usually by the first book I'm like, I can tell if I'm going to continue on with the series. I can tell if I'm either like going to hold off for a little bit because I'm like not super invested but invested, you know what I mean? Like, I want to know what happens, but I'm not like, oh my god, I need to know like right now. Now, the way that this one ends, it definitely opens up some things that I did not see coming. And you start putting clues together, which I do like that, when even I can pick up things in a fantasy romance and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm putting it together. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Now our female character, she, you know, this book opens up. I didn't tell you anything about this book because I haven't updated this vlog because I literally flew through this book. Like, I was a vegetable yesterday. I stayed in bed all day. Some days you need days like that, you know what I mean? And I just read this book. I listened to the audio and physically read along. With this one, like I said, our female character, the book opens up with her. You find out that she has only like 3 years to live. She's 24. She has had this fate stone. It has been told to her that she will die at 27. From what she doesn't know, but that is what the fate stone says. It has the number 27 on there. You see her and her sister has been like left at the gates of Thasmar, which is like this little town in this bigger kingdom, right? I would love to see a map of this. Like, I don't have a physical book, but I do want to buy one. Just because I think there's a map at the beginning of the book and I like to see it. But basically she wants to be a war sword. That is her, that's what she wants to do before she dies. That is her one goal. And with that, she has to train, but there's a caveat. Women are not allowed to own any type of weapon. There's this prophecy that happened like 20 years ago or something like that, where the last time a woman picked up a sword or like a dagger, it unleashed all this darkness in the kingdom. So all the kings and queens got together of like all the lands and was like, no, we're not gonna do that. So it's like this book is her like traveling and figuring out a way that she can train and like convincing the kings to let her train and become a war sword and like train with the shield bearers and stuff like that, which is in Thasmar, right? And then you see that, you know, after that she does complete that in a way, I won't say how. You see that she's forced to train with Wilder Hawthorne, and she has these two friends that she finds, and the found family of that is really cool. It shows that like friendship goes through ups and downs, you know, things can change and, you know, feelings can sway things, and I'm pretty sure I'm not making any sense, but overall it was a solid read. It's one of those things where I'm like, okay, it's not like a 5-star stamp where I was like, holy shit, this is the greatest thing I've ever read, but I am extremely invested in these characters, all of them, like her friends, her, Wilder Hawthorne, like the other war swords that are there, even the like villain kid that everyone hates and he's a little shit. Like, I'm invested to see like where their story goes, and I think that is a good tale of like a good fantasy romance, you know what I mean? So overall, I'm landing at a solid 4 stars. Like, it was a solid 4-star for me. I love the world building. There was like some things that were repeated a couple times that I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like, she definitely could have edited some stuff out, but that's me being like super duper picky. But overall, this was like a really good like fantasy romance. I'm trying to compare it to like any other fantasy romance I've read. If like, I don't know, I can't think of it. I can't think of another one that's similar to that, but I really like the dynamics. Like, it was just, it's unique in its own way. It's not like every other fantasy romance out there, but it's not like wildly different. It's just like solid. I don't know how, I hope that makes sense. I'm really hoping that makes sense. But with all that being said, it's time to pick our next book. Give me a good one. That one came from the bottom. Okay, this one I'm nervous about. This one I'm really nervous about. Okay, so I've never read anything by this author, but it is Strung Along by Hannah Cohen. So it's a contemporary romance. It's a small town romance, but I thought it was interesting because Kelly always like reads such a wide variety, and Kelly, this is like Kelly Reynolds, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff like that. So I'm going to pop this one right here. We're going to read Strung Along for our next one. I don't know if I grabbed it from Kindle. Let me grab it really quick. So that'll be the next book I pick up for this vlog. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous for that one because I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but I'm actually gonna pick my second book too, just to see what it is, because if it's a fantasy or something else, I do like to like mix them up. So we'll just pick the second book now. Okay, give me a good, is that a sign? Should I pick this one? I don't know. Okay. Oh, that's 2. Hang on. Oh, all the pieces of paper, as I'm mixing them up, they're like getting disgusting and stuck together. Okay. Okay, I'm actually really glad I picked a second book. Okay, so this one is just from Honest Fiction. She said To Bleed a Crystal Bloom by Sarah A. Parker. So, funny story. I tried to read When the Moon Hatched, okay, by Sarah A. Parker, and it just did not work for me. It was too flowery. The wording was too flowery. So I put it aside. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try and do it another time. Like, give it another try. So I'm actually really glad she put this one in there. And I think I can get the audiobook through Hoopla. Let me double check. Hang on. But I don't know anything other than, that this is a fantasy romance. Oh, I have seen this cover a lot. I have seen it a lot. Okay. Download from Kindle Unlimited. And that'll be the next fantasy romance I read. So, those two books. Let's go.
Fly so high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high.
All right, I have a little bit of an update for you, and it's not going to be the best update in the world, okay? I am DNFing Strung Along. I usually never DNF books. I've DNF'd like 4 this year. That's it. But I'm at this point now where it's like, if I am physically reading a book and my physical reading time is so like limited that if I'm not loving a book by 25%, if I'm not invested with the characters or anything like that, then I'm going to DNF it. So unfortunately, I'm going to DNF Strung Along, but I really think this is a me thing. I really honestly think that I am not in the mood for super small town enemies to lovers romance. Like in this book, our hero is like a singer and our female character moves to the super small town after she finds her ex cheating on her on her birthday. And like, it's cute, it's fine, but it's not like, give me everything. You know what I mean? Give me all the things. It's not giving me that. And I haven't read a small town since like April. So I really think it's a me thing with this book. But I will say, I have a good update for you guys. I picked up To Bleed a Crystal Bloom by Sarah A. Parker, and I am 8 chapters in to this book. So I'm about, I think, like 15% into this book. I'm listening to the audio, and I'm physically reading along. I do that with a lot of fantasy books, and I'm actually hooked. So the book starts off with our main male character going to this like safe house, finding his friend dead. He has to actually like put her out of her misery, and she's like, save my daughter, save her please. And he finds this like 2-year-old, and all of a sudden time jumps to when she, I'm assuming, is 19, and she's like locked away. She's not really leaving. She talks about her safe zone, and she doesn't want to leave that safe zone. And I'm like, what is happening to this girl? Like, why can't she leave? And apparently she's just totally different. Now there's something about her giving the blood to our hero. I'm assuming it's the hero. It's the person who rescued her, because he like tasted her blood on accident when she was injured, when he found her when she was 2. I don't know what's happening, but I'm intrigued. It's giving like forbidden vibes. Like, is this going to be like a Guardian Ward romance? Like, I love those, and I was not expecting that to be it. So 15% into this book, and it's actually got me excited to sit down and read tonight. Very different than the Strung Along. Like I said, I feel bad for like DNFing, but it's one of those things where I'm not in the mood for small town. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my cup and I'm going to pick another book, because we'll see if I have the audiobook for that or if there is an audiobook, but I'll start reading that one. But let me grab my cup because I forgot it. Hang on. I'm also going out to Mother's Day lunch, and I have this like super cute outfit. Look how cute! Has sunflowers. I'm just really hot right now, so I like took my sweater off a little bit. Okay. I think I'm only read 2 more books for this, so we'll see. This is the next one. I'm actually so excited to read this book. Okay. So Samantha, from Books with Samantha, she loves Marina Vivancos. Oh my god, I'm not ready for this book. I'm so scared to read this book. Okay, I've read Marina Vivancos before. I've read like 1 or 2 of her books, and they're really emotional. They're kind of on the shorter side, actually. Like, I would say like quote unquote novella length. Okay, let me see actually how long this book is, because I don't know if this is one of her. It's called I didn't even tell you the book, In This Iron Ground. And I do know that my friend Becca, who she loves this book as well. Oh, is it paranormal? Damien might be sleeping with his best friend and werewolf Hakan Salgado, but he knows deep down that he's not good enough to ask for more. I mean, they get their HEA. Okay. It focuses on found family and recovery. Okay. So it's 300 pages, so it's a little bit longer than some of the other books I've read by her, but I just downloaded. That one does not have an audiobook, and that's okay. She writes really emotional stuff, so I'm so excited to read this. Okay. So fantasy, contemporary romance, not my favorite. I'm reading another fantasy right now, and then I'm going to read this like paranormal-ish one. I am so excited. Okay, I'm probably only going to pick one more book in like after I give you an update for that one, just because I'm getting down to the wire, and that'll be 5 books technically. I DNF'd one. We'll see, but that's my really quick update. I'm going to go have a really good Mother's Day lunch, and I will chat with you guys later. Hi, hello. I have an update for you. I have moved you from my library to my desk because yesterday I just finished To Bleed a Crystal Bloom by Sarah A. Parker, and I have a lot of thoughts, and instead of like sitting on them and like maybe losing those thoughts, I wanted to just give you my full-blown, let it all out reaction right now, okay? Most of this book, I had no idea what was going on. I didn't understand why she was there. I didn't understand what she was. I didn't understand the prologue. I didn't understand Roden, whatever his name is. I was hella confused for most of the book. But oddly, I want to continue with the series. That's saying something. Oddly, I really want to continue on with the series. So much so that I downloaded the second book, and the audiobook was only $4. I will say I loved the audiobook. The narrators, Troy Dunham, I think his name is Durham, I think is his name. He does 2 male POVs, because you get 2 male POVs. Kai, which is her friend, and then Gordon, which is like the guy that's like her guardian. And I think he did a really good job differentiating the voices, and how Gordon is like this deep, dark masculine voice. I don't know, the experience for reading it physically and listening to the audiobook at the same time was really, really good. Missy, she's downstairs being crazy girl. But I don't understand, like, it's so weird the way that this book was written, because it's literally like, it takes place in this castle. Like, she never leaves the castle. She never leaves her safety, like, surrounding, like, you know, she doesn't pass her safety net type thing. She has all these like weird interactions with other people in that safety net, safety line, within that safety line, and I'm like really intrigued that like this 400-page book was all written in this like such close proximity, and I'm like, Gordon, what are you doing? Like, you're just, I have a lot of thoughts. Like, I have like theories and predictions. I think Roden's her mate. I think that she is like way more powerful than, you know, what I think is alluded to. I think, you know, she had a lot of things that came out at the end of the book about like what she was, who she was, like her real origin and stuff like that, and what actually happened when she was a child. And I'm like, I think she's not remembering it correctly. I think something else happened. So with all that being said, I'm like, what the hell do I rate this book? I landed on a 4-star because it's a solid 4-star, but like some of it, I'm like, it's a 3.5-star because like everything took place in this such a small area. But I'm so intrigued. I'm like, is this the point? Is this the point of her writing this book? Now, Sarah A. Parker wrote When the Moon Hatched. I did try to read that when it came out, and I DNF'd it like 20% because the way it was written was so freaking weird. I was like, I do not like the way that this book was written, okay? It was too flowery. The writing was like way over the top, but you get a peek of that in this book, the way that her writing is. And I didn't mind it in this book. It was like a little small stepping stone to maybe When the Moon Hatched. So when I finish this series, I may go to When the Moon Hatched later this year. Considering now that the audiobook's out and listening and physically reading along will help me, I always really try to do that with fantasy romances. So I'm like, okay, Sarah A. Parker, like, you're back on my radar. We may give you another chance. Who knows? But Yeah, that one was weird. That one I'm like, I've conflicted. I'm like, I loved it. I love Royden. I love her. Like, I love the names. Like, I love a lot of things. But then I'm also like, but what actually happened? what actually happened in this book? Plot-wise, what actually happened? Can't even tell you. Can't even tell you what actually happened. But in this Iron Ground by Marina Vivancos, I'm going to start tonight. That'll be my physical book that I start tonight. There is no audiobook for that. So that's 300 pages. I have reading sprints with my patrons tonight, so I should most definitely get through that. I will probably have an update for you sometime this weekend. And then I will pick one more from my jar of Recs from Friends. This vlog's going pretty good. And now I am in a fantasy mood. All I want to read is fantasy romance. So thank you to Jess and thank you to Rachel for putting me in that mood, because both of these series I want to continue at the same time now. So with all that being said, I will see you when I have another check-in. Hello. I might start filming some videos here. It actually looks like not too bad. Okay, you're like right up against, I have a closet in my library that always stays closed. Anyway, I have an update for you because I finished today. It's been a very productive Saturday. I set time aside to like sit down and read and finish In This Iron Ground by Marina Vivancos. And I feel very conflicted because I've read a couple of other books by Marina Vivancos and I loved them. I thought they were super emotional. Now, the ones that I read were not paranormal. I think one for sure was just like straight but it was like in a small town type of a thing. And I know exactly what my not problem, because I didn't have a problem with this book. I know why I like slugged through it a little bit is because when this book starts, it's very emotional. For 65% of this book, the characters are, or at least one of our main male characters, he is under the age of 17, 18. He turns like 18 at like 65% of the book. And so you see him from the age of 12, how he's back and forth in foster homes and really struggling with himself, with where he's living, the way that people are treating him, how his foster parents are treating him, because they're treating him completely awfully, like just horrible. And then one day he's in the woods like running around trying to just like be free, like have like a moment to himself, and he runs into this wolf pack. And this wolf pack is like kind of basically takes him in, and he starts going to their house once a day. And you know, they have one kid that's his age, another one that's like 2 years older than him, and you know, he starts to feel part of like their family over this 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years, right? But at the age, I think of 13 or 14, maybe it's at even 15, at a very young age, he has this split decision to contemplate and commit suicide, to where he goes to the nurse, he grabs his whatever pills that he can, like at school, takes them, and one of the kids, Hakan, finds him and is like, why did you do that? They talk to the foster parents, they talk to him, they find out that the foster parents have made him feel like awfully. And you know, it's kind of like really sad because it's like the system kind of did that. Like our system is not the best for kids in the system and that are in foster homes. So I really felt like emotionally connected to him, but I was just like, this is more reading like a fiction book a little bit, not necessarily romance, because at no point was there any romantic feelings until like 65%. Now that last 40%, 40, 30, 35%, I loved the romance. I loved it. Was very much friends to lovers, but I felt like it was very rushed because we spent so much of the book about when he was younger. And I know that obviously shaped the way he is now and how his relationship is with the pack and everything. But I still feel like conflicted. So I think I'm going to give it like a solid 3.5 star. It's not a 3-star. I did like it. I like the world that they created. I like the pact. I like the found family in that. I like the way they make him feel, but it wasn't like a 4-star like compared to some of the other books I read by Marina Vivancos. But I do know Samantha told me that this was more of a paranormal series, so I knew that going in or anything. Will I pick up the next book? I want to. I don't know who the next book's about, but I'm giving that one a solid like 3.5 stars. So let's go through them because I'm about to pick my last book. Rachel, Blood and Steel, 4 stars. Strung Along by Kelly I. DNF'd. Jess from Honest Fiction picked To Bleed a Crystal Bloom, and I think I gave this like 3.5 stars, 4 stars, solid 4. 4 on Goodreads, probably a 3.5. And then In This Iron Ground by Marina Vivancos was a 3.5 star read. So I have my, let me put these back in here. This mug is cold. This will be my last book. It is, I only have like a couple days. I'm leaving to go out of town. So I have so many more, like, I'll pick this one, but I have so many more in here. I wish I could do this longer, but I've been working on this vlog since May 2nd, and it's May 18th, and I'll be reading this book all week, whatever this one is. Okay, so this one is Jess from Peace Love Books. She picked Icebound by Meredith's Trap. She has, okay, there's not many books in the world, okay, that she has not, there's not many books in the world that she has read that I have not read, and this is actually one of them. So she said that the mental health rep in here is really good, so I'm very excited for that. So I am going to read this one for my last book, and that'll be 5 books. I mean, technically I DNF'd one, but it's fine. I'm actually going to see Jess next, well, when you guys are seeing this, she'll be picking me up. I'm going to see my aunt and uncle in Ohio. We're driving up there with my parents, and then she's going to come pick me up, and I'll stay with her for a couple days, and then I'll fly back home. So yeah, it's very, very fitting to end with her. But okay, I'm gonna grab the ebook for this one. I don't really think there's an audiobook. $3.78. Okay, it's a little on the long side for a hockey romance. The last book I read that Jess recommended was Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and I did not like that book. I gave it 3 stars. So do better, Jess, do better. Anyway, I'm gonna pick up this book sometime this week, and that'll be my last like physical book before I leave to go on my trip. A little bit of an update for you. I just went through my library and where I organized it, and I really love that, so it's going to be coming in a vlog next week for you guys. But I flew through Icebound by Meredith Trap. I really did. I really actually enjoyed this book, so much so that I'm giving it 4.5 stars. And you know, I couldn't give it a full 5 stars because there are definitely some things with this book that I'm like, definitely could have been like written a little bit better, you know, like, or phrased a different way, or flowed a different way instead of written. That's my thing. Like the beginning flowed a little bit better, but I really like the anxiety representation and how she has panic attacks and how that was represented in the book. I like that he was like an over-the-top obsessed hero, like I want her. Did I like the whole I can't commit to you because I'm going to Argentina for this like school thing to like do art and stuff like that? No, I don't like that, because I'm like, when you find someone that you like, you don't let that person go. It took them a little while to get there, but they got there, and that's why I give it 4.5 stars. So it wasn't like the perfect read, but I had a really fun time. I was giggling at some of the like quotes and everything. So Jess, good job. Thank you so much, because all my other contemporaries have been lower ratings, like 4 or 3.5. So I'm glad a contemporary has made it up there, and it gave me a 4.5 star. I actually had a really fun time with this, but I had a fun time doing this vlog. To all my friends who sent in something, thank you so much. I just thought, to be fair, it'd be easier to dump them all in a coffee mug and pick that way. But for the emoji, drop me a coffee mug emoji, because I carried around that damn coffee mug all vlog. It's actually over there. I still have it. If you guys want me to do this again, like ask my friends for more recs and I have like changed them out, let me know. I would love to do this again, but that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content from me. As always, I hope you're living a novel life, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.